Hi, welcome to Friday Night Chats with Garage Geek. This is a very weird angle, I know that. But I have a bunch of things to show you tonight, so I can't just sit back. I have to be able to reach, and I didn't want to be like getting up and down in the screen because nobody want to see all that in the middle of the screen. So I'm at this weird angle. I'm kind of sitting in a chair, but I'm sitting on the arm of the chair. The best thing that, oh gosh, see, and if I go too high up in this angle, you go right up my nose. You don't need to see all that either. So anyways, it's Friday, and it's one of the best days for teachers because it's Friday and we have 1 week off. So that means 9 days because when you take 5 plus the 2 weekends, that's 9. And I'm just so happy. The next best one will be in December when we get 3 weeks off. And then, of course, the best of all is that final day when you have that summer vacation. So I'm just like, I'm so happy there are 9 days off. I am so behind on so many videos. It isn't even funny. I've got a big list, and I'm going to be making them up over the next few days. Not only do I have some challenge videos to work on, I have some the vinyl community recommends and I listen. I have a couple of those. There's one that I've been thinking about also. If you're interested in this, would you let me know in the comments? I really like the Spotify list. I forget what it's called. It's like a weekly playlist, and they give you songs based on what you've clicked on Spotify. And every week they give you about 2 hours worth of music. It's like a playlist. And I used to listen to it religiously. They're really great lists. The algorithm does a great job. And I want to get back to that. And I'm thinking of just like showcasing, a few of the songs from that playlist that come up randomly and talk about the songs. If you're interested in that, let me know. I'm not sure about that. So Beardy Red Viking, he said to me this week, "Oh, I'm surprised you have so much to talk about, blah, 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 blah." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I do all this, this, this." And then at the end of this week, I'm like, "Oh, my goodness, I don't have anything to talk about." And so I think that Viking put a curse on me. He put a Viking curse. I mean, I do have some things to talk about, but it's very meager compared to what I usually do. I guess just this week was busy, right? Because it's the last week. We had grading. It was just a long week at school. So I'm going to show you some things that I got on the way home from school. I stopped at a thrift store that's kind of on the way home. So I stopped there. I've been watching people's thrift videos. I love those things. And I've been to this thrift store a few times. They have some nice things. They don't have anything great. So I knew that. But I did manage to pick up some books for 99 cents, and I'm going to go through them. So the first one I got is this Penguin. I don't have many of these. They're a newer version of Penguin Classics that are silver. I'm used to the black ones and the orange ones before that. So I don't have many in this version, and this one is by Evelyn Waugh. I've only read one or two of his books. And but hey, for 99 cents and beautiful, pretty nice condition, right? Then I picked up two of Michael Ondaatje, and I think that's how you pronounce his name. I've read both of them, but I'm a big fan of the Booker Prize, and at some point I would like to gather all the Booker Prize winning books together as a collection. And so this is The English Patient. Great book. And if you've seen the movie, you really do have to read the book because they're very different. Both are great. It's an example of a movie that really does a book well because it makes it its own thing. But both are really good. And then this one was another one by him, The Collected Works of Billy the Kid. I remember reading this, and it's in kind of like prose and poetry form. But I don't remember it at all, so I'll probably have to reread it. Both for 99 cents. I mean, great prices for nice books. This is one of my favorite writers. I love this guy. I even saw him speak once in Pasadena. He's great. and I believe his name is pronounced Colm Toibin. Okay, so I can totally get that wrong, even though he's one of my favorites. Colm Toibin, such a great writer. And I've read this actually, but I found it, 99 cents. It's a great, for me, that's such a bargain. And I actually have a collection of a lot of Steinbeck books in different versions. And I should showcase that one day. Anyways, I found this one in Dubious Battle, and I didn't want to buy it because the cover is slightly sliced. But when you close it, you can hardly tell. Otherwise, look, it's in really nice condition. And I have 3 or 4 others in this set. And so, unless I could find a better, copy, but even for 99 cents, hey, that's good. So, hey, if you're interested in seeing my Steinbeck collection, then please let me know in the comments. I'd love to showcase that. All right. So let's get away. Wait, let me show you these. I picked up 2 cassettes only, right? And so they were both Willie Nelson, and they had another Willie Nelson. I didn't grab it because I already have the CD and the album, I believe. But I wanted these because he's doing standards. This one is called Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and this one is What a Wonderful World. And I was just really, I was interested in hearing these. I'm not sure. I don't think I have either of these on CD. So there's some cassettes that I picked up. Let me put those over there for now. So before I go on to some other stuff, let's talk about the movies that, I did buy more at the thrift store, which I'm going to showcase. But let's talk about the movies I watched this week, and there weren't many. The first one is that one. Do any of you know what that is? That is the movie called RRR on Netflix. It's a Bollywood movie. And this is fire, and this is ice. And I've seen my share of Bollywood movies, so I was like, it's going to be entertaining. A lot of them are so cheesy, and it's just all romance. And, most of them are not palatable. This movie was so good. Oh, my goodness. If you're a fan of Marvel movies, you might really like this movie. I didn't know really what it was about going into it. It's basically about 2 revolutionaries who are trying to get rid of the British from India. And so it's kind of a historical piece as well. And so the writer of this wanted to imagine, what if these 2 really famous Indian revolutionaries had met and been friends and worked together. Now, they're called Fire and Ice. And if you look at this story as the story of 2 demigods, this movie makes total sense. It's like watching a Marvel superhero movie, right? And so these 2, they have superhuman powers in the movie, and it's never explained why, right? It's just like, oh, they're like superhuman. But the action sequences in this movie are phenomenal. And the story is quite moving. And of course, it's got its share of cheese in this movie. I mean, it's a Bollywood movie. Come on. And there's romance. But it never overpowers the movie. And I'm going to tell you, this movie has straight up one of the best dance scenes I've ever seen. I was shocked at how good this was. In fact, the way these 2 were dancing, I thought it had to be computer generated. It was like they really were like these demigods, like dancing that did not seem human. The moves and the speed at which these 2 danced, it had to have been done on a green screen, and it had to have been sped up. But man, is the dancing amazing. And the thing about the dancing is that they tie the dancing scenes into the movie so that it makes sense. It's not just, all of a sudden they're going to start swirling around this woman and start dancing, and like a million other people come in and start dancing, which is, what happens in many Bollywood movies, and they're very colorful and all that. No, the dancing in this movie made sense. And I think there's only 2 dance scenes. The part that I'm talking about, which I won't tell you why or why they're dancing and for what reason. For what reason means why, duh. But there's also a dance scene that ends the movie. It's like kind of a credit dance. And so that one's also really nice. But special effects, the story, the dancing. This movie is a must watch for I mean, I just put it on and then I was so shocked at how good this movie was. And it's 3 hours like most Bollywood movies, but it's well worth your time. Watch this movie if you have Netflix. If you haven't watched it, you better watch it. I'm telling you, this movie is phenomenal. And if you don't like this movie, would you please write in the comments why? Because I want to have a conversation with you. I want to know why. Okay, another movie that we watched, we actually watched 2 of them. So Enola Holmes, the second one, premiered on Netflix. And so my husband really wanted to watch it. And so we're like, okay, well, then we have to watch the first one. Very, very fun movies. Great acting, good story, very, very entertaining. So this is not going to be one of these movies that is like, oh my God, you have to see it. No, good popcorn, fun movie with nice acting. And it's got that guy in it. Come on, Henry Cavill. Yeah. She's really good too. So that's 7, right? Not 7 of 9, but 7 from Stranger Things. She's really good. Yeah, the whole cast is good. Fun movie. And so then we went ahead and watched the second one. There they are again. Just fun movies. And this one was based upon a real event that happened. And I thought they don't reveal that to the end of the movie. Like they say, oh, this is what happened. And so that's not a spoiler, right? So you can go in knowing that, hey, there's an actual historical event that this movie is based around. And yeah, a lot of fun, that movie. So only 3 movies this week, and all of them were very good and 2 excellent. Again, popcorn movies though, right? Not like serious drama. Now this week, I listened to a book, but I didn't get through it. I just wasn't into it. And it's one of the Booker Prize nominees, Maps of Our Spectacular Bodies. Now, I'm absolutely going to finish this. I think I'm a third through it. But to be honest, when I'm really into a book, I can get through it quickly. But I just kept finding reasons not to put this on. Like when I was in my car, even like all of today, I didn't even listen to it at all. I just wasn't in the mood. And I mean, like I said, I definitely will finish it. But first of all, it's third person, which, I don't mind third person, but that's not the writing that really catches me. First person really does. And it goes back and forth among different characters through different time periods. And there's also things going on inside the body, because it's basically a book about, in many ways, there's, someone with cancer, but it's not your traditional cancer story at all, right? It's not one of these dramas where, oh, someone's dying of cancer. Okay, I'm being really flip with that. Sorry about that. That's not something to laugh or joke about, or no, I didn't mean that at all. This is not your typical book where you're going to follow someone who is sick and you're going to progress through and find out, okay, I slid off the arm of my chair, and so now I'm really low. Where you're following someone who's, diagnosed with an illness and what it's like. That's not what this book is about. This is more about characters and inventive writing style. And it's just not your typical book about illness, right? Because we're jumping back and forth through time in, the characters' lives. And then you're going inside the character's body and you're watching the cells grow and mutate. But the cells actually talk. I mean, the parts of the body talk and they go through experiences. And it's really quite bizarre. And so I definitely want to see where this is going. I always finish the Booker Prize books when I start them. So It's just been tough for me, this book. A little bit tough. But, well, when I finish it, I'll definitely let you know how it went. Okay, and I think that was it for my iPad. So I'm actually going to unplug my iPad. And I'm going to plug in my phone because my phone battery is so low. Okay, good. All right, so I also want to show you some Funko Pops that came in the mail because my uncle. Why did I say my uncle? That's weird. Why? My husband, my uncle. That's really weird. Okay, was that some kind of Freudian weird slip? I don't know. That's weird. Okay, so my husband, maybe because I was saying Funko, that's why. Okay, that has to be why. Okay, my husband really, really wanted this one, right? Because he loves Cyndi Lauper. We've gone to see her at least 4 times in concert. Like, he just loves her to death. And so when he found out about this one, he was like, I want it. So I finally, when it came out, he was like, no, we have to get it. So I went ahead and ordered it. And so in order to, make it worth a while, I bought some more to get free shipping. And I got 2 and he got a whole bunch. So he got that one. I'm going to show you the 2 I got. So I got Nightcrawler and the swashbuckling Nightcrawler. So if you don't know him, I should have taken him out of the boxes. Sorry. If you don't know him, so he's one of the X-Men. He can teleport. And then I got this Moon Knight. This is my second Moon Knight. It's hard to see, but his outfit is so cool. You know what? Forget that. I'm just going to open it because you can't even see it. And so I want to show you this. He's, sorry. He's really cool and really textured. I mean, can you see the texture on him? And I watched the show, but I haven't actually read the comic that this came from. So I have it and I'm looking forward to reading it. But yeah, that's Moon Knight. I liked him with his little baton, so I'm actually going to just put him over here right now. And then this is actually a mix because we also went to the Funko Pop store, Funko in the mall, like one of the stores. Wait, I might have shown you these already. If I did, sorry. So I got my husband 2 sodas, the Kong and the Yogi Bear. He likes both. And so if you don't know the sodas, they're pretty cool. They pop open and inside they have the little Funko doll that you can get. But what's interesting about them is that you can get there are variations. They're called chases. And there's also a little I forget what they're called, fobs. So you get one of these, but if you get the chase, this comes out a different color, and you can see on the thing right here, chance of chase. So the chase is always slightly different for some reason. For example, I actually got the chase of John Wick, and he came all bloody. The regular one didn't have blood on it. So I mean they're just variations. But they're rarer. And so he didn't get any of the chases in these 2. So I'm going to put this away because it's his and I don't want him to get messed up. So we got Yogi Bear and we got the King Kong. Let me show you what the King Kong looks like. Sorry, buddy. This is not good. I'm wasting a lot of time on camera. When I edit videos, I edit all this stuff out. So, here's Kong. What do you think? You're like, dude, you're over 50. Why are you playing with these toys? I don't know. There's something wrong with me. All right. So, he has now, this is my husband's again, so he has Batman and Wonder Woman, and now he wanted this. I have Batman and this one, but I don't have the Wonder Woman one. I bought him the Wonder Woman one because he really wanted it. And then he was like, I want Batman and Superman too. So whatever he wants, he gets. Even though we already have it. So I don't know if you've... do you remember? I made a video of what his room looks like. And, he's got quite a nice collection. So only a couple more Funkos. He likes this set. They're a gingerbread Justice League. That's all of them right there. And he has the entire set now. So we ordered this one, Flash and Aquaman. I have to tell you that I really like Aquaman one. They're in the form of gingerbread cookies. And this was the hardest one to get because it's sold out. So we don't have the regular Batman. We have the golden, what do you call it? The diamond collection one. So, I guess it's just as good, but we're lacking that one Batman. He has the whole set, but it just doesn't have the regular Batman. Not a big deal. Okay, oh wait, I have more in this. Oh my gosh, there's so much to show. So, here are the other two. Like, we bought these at Target, and that's when he was like, I want the other ones. So there's the Wonder Woman gingerbread, and there's the Superman gingerbread. He really likes the set, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to get you everything. He didn't want the Aquaman one. I'm like, no, that's the best one. And then because we bought so many, I think you bought 4, they had a special, they had 5 you could choose from free. And so he wanted this one. This one is the, what do you call it? Sully with Boo. There's a little Boo in there. It's so cute. He's holding her up. She's like in a, it looks like a Chinese takeout cup. But anyways, those are your Monsters Incorporated Funko. Okay, I'm sure you all have seen enough Funko. So, if you watch the video about his room, he's got a small Pez collection. It's on his door. They're really nice. And so when I was at the thrift store, I found this one, a Scooby-Doo one. The thrift store I go to, the prices aren't that cheap. So this one was $5. And then, I'm not sure if these are older or not. They didn't have the box, but they're, Daffy and Daisy Duck for $1.99. So I got those for him. Oh, and let me show you his, this is his bag, his Madonna bag. We bought it at the Madonna concert, and it was expensive. But of course, if it's Madonna, he gets it. I didn't show you that I bought him the Madonna picture disc. It just came out, I don't know, like a month ago. So I bought that. It's the one where she's sucking on a toe. So we have the toe-sucking picture disc from Madonna. Okay, forgive me while I put some of these things away because stuff is just everywhere. I'm going to show you the CDs I got, and you're going to be laughing because the thrift store was having a sale on CDs, and they were 25 cents each. Now, I've been there before, and I haven't gotten any of the CDs because I didn't really think they were worth $1. And so I was like, well, 25 cents. And so I bought a whole bunch of crap CDs just because they were 25 cents. So see, I want you in the comments to tell me which is the absolute worst. Like, which is the one you wouldn't even pay 25 cents for. Now, you metalheads out there, you're going to be laughing because there isn't anything. There wasn't even there was one hard rock CD there, and it was the Best of Aerosmith, a more modern one. And I was going to get it, but there was another guy there, and I was like, and he was looking through everything, and he was a bit older. Like, do you like classic rock? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, do you like Aerosmith? It's like, oh, yeah. And so I gave it to him. So I was helping him find some stuff, too. So I bought 3 Hillary Hahn CDs. I'm very looking forward to listening to them. So this one is Beethoven Violin Concertos and Bernstein Serenade. Anything with Bernstein's name on it, I want to hear it. So this is Serenade for solo violin, string, harp, and percussion. So I'm looking forward to listening to that one. This one is Violin Concertos. and by Schoenberg and Sibelius. And this one was interesting because it has Concerto for Violin and Orchestra, Samuel Barber. And the other one is Edgar Mayer. I don't know who that one is, so I'm looking forward to listening that and finding out more about it. I picked up I'm pretty sure I have this already, but for 25 cents. What the hell? Cecilia Bartoli. If you've never heard her voice, she's amazing. Right? She can do her voice like, okay, that sounded horrible, but she can really, really modulate her voice. She's so good. I picked up the soundtrack to Chicago. I mean, it's Chicago. It's one of the greatest musicals. And then I also picked up Showboat. And this one, I wasn't sure what the year was on this one, but this is one with Robert Morse and Elaine Stritch. I mean, two powerhouse. You know, Robert Morse was one of the first triple threats or double threat, whatever. He won an Oscar for Best Actor, and he won the Tony Award for Best Actor. And I'm not sure if he won the other awards. There's one award out there that's called GOAT or something, where you run all of them. But he's one of the first. And, you know, I saw him perform his Tony Award-winning performance, which was True, you know, Truman Capote. So, hey, I saw that. And anyways, Robert Morse and Elaine Stritch is, you know, very famous on Broadway too. This one was classic jazz piano, and I was almost like, but they're originals. And so I thought, and there's so many very famous songs on here. And there are 22, Bill Evans, Bud Powell, Oscar Peterson, Duke Ellington, Earl Hines, Fats Waller, Art Tatum. It just goes on and on and on. And so I was like, oh no, if these are originals, then I have to hear it. I didn't want something where it was like a house band doing everybody else's. I picked up this one. I already have it, but you know, singer-songwriters. So it was the only one they had, 2 CD set. This is definitely worth 25 cents. This is a great Horse with No Name, Nights in White Satin, Rocky Mountain High, City of New Orleans. Oh, City of New Orleans is one of my favorite songs ever by Arlo Guthrie. American Pie. I mean, every song is a hit. It's just they're great songs. I picked up this. It was another copy, but you know, you can't have too much Simply Red. They're a great group. I love them. This one doesn't have Holding Back the Years. This one has Every Time We Say Goodbye. I don't think this one had a hit. I know it though. It's a great CD. This one was interesting. The cover's atrocious, but it's Wacky Favorites, and it's got all, you know, just like weird songs on it. And there are 2 CDs of 40 songs, like Yakety Yak, Hello Mudda, Hello Fada. That's on here. On Top of Spaghetti. I don't know a lot of these songs, but they're Peppino the Italian Mouse. I don't know that one at all, but Purple People Eaters on here. A Boy Named Sue, weirdly, by Johnny Cash is on here. Disco Duck. That was one of the death knells for disco, right? When that song came out. All right. This looked horrible, but then, like, this is not even a movie that I would watch, right? But I noticed it was on Verve, and so I started looking at the songs, and they're all classics. Sarah Vaughan, Blossom Dearie, Anita O'Day, Shirley Horn, Ella Fitzgerald. I was like, oh, hell no, I'm buying that one. Okay, don't laugh, please. I actually heard this woman's voice, and I was, you know, quite moved at how nice it was. So I want to investigate her more. Okay, don't laugh, all right? Susan Boyle Christmas. I bet this is going to be really good. So, naysayers out there, no. I'm gonna let you know how this is. I bet it's really good. Okay, 16 most requested Christmas. I have a set of this, a collection of these CDs, and I might already have this. I have at least 15, I think, CDs in this series. And so, I mean, just to make sure if I had it or not for 25 cents, I was like, no, I got to grab it. And yeah, A Day Without Rain, I'm pretty sure I have this one as well. It's one of her later ones. But even her recordings, that aren't that good are still very good. Was that a weird thing to say? That sounded like an oxymoron. All right, 2 more. Thea Musgrave. And I was like, I do like the cover art though. Is that Dennis Hopper? Is that Dennis Hopper? Wait, Edward Hopper. Is that Edward Hopper? Yeah, Dennis Hopper. Okay, Thea Musgrave. Now, Chamber works for oboe. Now, the reason I picked this up is it's on the Harmonia Mundi label, and everything I've heard on that label has been very good. So for 25 cents, I'm definitely going to take a chance on that. And then Salonen La. Now, I don't understand what that is. I know this person is Esa-Pekka Salonen, but I don't know why it's Salonen La, or is that Salonen LA? Maybe it is. Oh, yeah, it does say Los Angeles Philharmonic. So maybe that's why it's Salonen La. 5 images after Sappho, Mania, Gambit, and Gyro. I have no idea. These are variations. I picked it up because of Dawn Upshaw. So if most of you have been following my channel, you know that Dawn Upshaw figured dramatically in the recording that I asked a lot of people to listen to. And I also found out that the lead singer of... Oh my gosh. I can't remember now. The lead singer of the group. Crap. It begins with Portishead. She did a video of the Gorecki Symphony of Sorrowful Songs. Like, sorry, I can't talk tonight. Symphony of Sorrowful Songs, which is one of my favorite classical music recordings. So she did a version of it, and there's a vinyl out of it, and I'm getting that. It costs $23. The CD's only $12. I might get both. I might splurge. What you can watch the video on YouTube. It's so good. She does a phenomenal job. So anyways, that was my amazing CD haul. You're probably like, that was the biggest bunch of crap I've ever seen in my life. My husband was like, you don't have room for all that. Why are you even buying it? I'm like, I spent $10 on myself, and I spent $7 on you on those damn, what do you call those? Pez things. $5 and $2. And I was buying 25-cent CDs. And he was like, oh, okay, that's all right. Damn, that's horrible. Okay, so we're at 33 minutes. So I'm going to end my video today. I'm looking to make sure I've covered everything. Yeah, I think I did. Guys, I'm going to get a sip of my coffee. Guys and gals, let's not be sexist. Sorry, that was probably an extreme close-up. You did not need to see that. Okay, so I'm going to end tonight with the second part of that movie called Zeitgeist, right? Okay, I'm way off to the side here. Okay, so as you know, Guz69 has been guiding me through some interesting movies and videos I should watch. And there's a movie called Zeitgeist, and it's in 3 parts. So I didn't review it. I kind of went over the ideas of the first part, which was about the myth of religion, especially the Christian religion. So the second part was about the hoax that was perpetrated for 9/11. Now, I don't really like to get into politics and these kind of things, but the ideas presented in the movie are that the government colluded to the ideas presented basically make it seem as if they don't really come out and say it. They hint at it strongly, I think, that the government was responsible for what happened. The United States government was responsible for what happened in 9. I keep saying 9/11, 9/11. Like I said, I don't really like to talk about these kind of things because I'm not very knowledgeable on the topic of politics. I'm not. But the information that's presented in the video is pretty damning, and if it's even some of it is true, like I don't think a lot of it is proven, but there are just a lot of little things that have never been investigated. And so it's just, for example, they say that there's no way that the buildings could have came down in could have come down, could have come down pancake style, without the girders in the middle having been sliced at an angle. And they actually showed one girder that was actually cut at an angle. And they said there had to have been bombs that went off in the basement and above to get the whole thing to fall, and that it was all timed that way. They have witnesses who felt an explosion from below rather than above. And so, I mean, everything is really just really, really interesting. I take it with a grain of salt, right? It's just interesting to know these things, right? And whether you really do trust the government, and that there's there's a secret organization behind the government that, pretty much runs everything. And so the whole thing, what I take away from it is, the world's a depressing place. It's like, do we really have any control over, what goes on? And I mean, it's just, I don't know what you would take away from all that, but if our own government were responsible for killing all those people, and the reason that they say is because, they wanted to keep the citizens in fear, because that's the way you control a population. Right? And to me, it all sounds very plausible. I would not say that I actually believe everything in the video, right? Because I just don't know. But just watching something like that is very eye-opening, and it makes me want to learn more. So I'm looking forward to watching the third part of the video, and then there's even a Zeitgeist addendum movie, which is another 2 hours, I think. So I'm going to be spending the next couple of weeks on those, and I'll be telling you about them. But if you have any interest at all in any of what I just talked about, or if you know information, or just you've done some research, and I don't know, but be careful, because if you start writing about this, probably even me talking about this will probably put me on some list, right? So I don't know. It's scary, right? It's scary. So, but like I said, politics is, you could probably see I'm not even really comfortable talking about this. I'm just not comfortable talking about politics because of my ignorance on the topic. And I think that's going to be it for my Friday night videos. I have 2 videos coming out tomorrow morning. And I'm then in the afternoon tomorrow, I'm probably going to be working on some of my contest and thread videos. I'm just really behind. You might see a lot of content from me this weekend. I just want to get caught up. I know I think next Friday, I have a triad video. So Guz69, T-Cats Deep Vinyl, and myself are doing a triad. So that's coming out. I don't know. I guess I just really need to end this video. I just keep, talking on and on. So if you've been here this whole time, thank you so much, because I think I've been rambling. And I don't know. I'll see you next week. Thank you again for all your support. Don't forget to comment. Please, please, please comment.